If you're like me, you probably love Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction, but there's an issue that I ran into, a dark side that I didn't understand, that was blocking me from manifesting what I wanted in my life. And I'm going to break down this dark side that can be easy to fall into when you're studying the law of attraction in Abraham Hicks and what to do about it. So my name's Jake with JakeDucey.com, wishing you an absolutely great day. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, but it's never been a better time in human history to actually be alive. There's never been more comforts, there's never been more conveniences, and there's never been more opportunities. And we're gonna break down how you can manifest these things in your life in today's video. If you haven't yet, make sure you get my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com, to start to reprogram your subconscious mind, to turn it into a magnet to attract what you want. It's in the comments and pinned to the description right there down below. And let's dive right into this video. So one of the first issues that I ran into when I stumbled upon Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction is I was spending all my time thinking about what I wanted. I was so caught up in my mind. For instance, you want money or you want your soulmate. I was just thinking about how I wanted these things all the time, but it wasn't coming into my life. And at first I'm like, well, is this all BS? Does none of this work? Oh my gosh. And then I stumbled upon greater depth to Abraham Hicks' teachings. And they talk about how everything is really two things: what you want and the absence of what you want. You can want money, but you're focused on the absence of it. It doesn't mean you don't want it, it's just that your perception is focused on the absence of it. You can want your soulmate really bad. You can read law of attraction books about it. You can even visualize about it. But if you're thinking about the fact that it's not here yet, what you're actually doing is subconsciously focusing on the absence of it. So what this is doing is moving into what Abraham Hicks talks about, which is your emotional guidance system. Your emotional guidance system is just like a GPS. Just like a GPS on a car gets you from Los Angeles to New York when you drive. The exact same way. Well, your emotional GPS system is your guide to understand what you are creating and what you're manifesting in this moment. That it's less about what you want in the mental realm and more about the frequency that you're offering. So for instance, you can want money or you can want love, but you're feeling frustrated with being broke. You're feeling stressed about not being able to afford something. You're feeling anxious that time's passing you by and your soulmate not come. You see someone else that has a great romantic relationship and they're doing PDA in public and you're like, oh, or someone that you really wanted, someone else is dating them. So you feel jealous about it, right? This is wanting one thing, but your emotions resonating with the opposite of it. And you don't get what you want, you get what you're in harmony with. So the important thing about this is to move away from the law of attraction as purely a mental exercise, purely a focus on thoughts, purely a focus on words, and moving into the frequency that you're emitting and the frequency that you're broadcasting. So you can start to feel excited about money even though money's not here. You could start to feel grateful that the universe is pure love and God is pure love and love is everywhere in your life, even though your soulmate's not here yet. So what are you doing? You're going from here to here. You've moved from here, I want love and I don't have it, to I feel love all around me, God is love, and love enters my life. I'm so grateful for it. Not just by a string of words, but by your emotions. Because all your emotions are energy and motion. And all the law of attraction says is like energy attracts like energy. So if you aren't getting what you want, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't give up. Ask yourself, how can I start to enter the feelings of what I want? And one of the ways my wife and I started to do this, as I started to discover, okay, I have an emotional guidance system that Abraham Hicks talks about. I'm not getting what I want, not because I'm not good enough, not because it's not possible, but because even though I want it, I am vibrating in harmony with the opposite of it. It's easy to do that because we're used to the emotions of the past that replay themselves in the future. And so what we started doing was we go, well, like, how how do I think and feel prosperous? And we started doing two things. This is where I came up with my success hypnosis. I started listening to it every day to start to feel like money was coming into my life all the time. I started to feel like I was so confident and great things were happening all the time. You can use it right there down below. It's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com, pinned to the comments and in the description. And when you start to do that, and then you couple it with real-time action, for example, what my wife and I started doing was we wanted to be able to go travel, right? And think about the things that you might want in life, right? I wanted to be able to not worry about money and go hiking for the summer in Canada, or go live in Hawaii for years, or take my wife to take a week off and we could go camp. But we needed a level of financial freedom to do that. So I was caught in this weird thing where I knew what I wanted, but I wasn't getting what I wanted. And then I discovered that I was feeling frustrated that I wasn't getting what I wanted, which was reinforcing the old emotional pattern, the old vibrational frequency. Therefore, you can only attract the frequency you're on. Thus, I was getting more of what I didn't want. And I was saying, well, nothing's changing, but everything was changing. It was just the energy kept recreating similar circumstances and situations. So what we started to do was we made something that we call a splurge account or a blow it account. And we started to take a small percentage of our money that we used specifically to make us feel like we already had the life that we wanted. So what we started doing was go on a little one-day trip. At first it was just, I couldn't afford 2 nights. So we go on a one-day driving trip, no flying, cut our costs, and stay in a really nice hotel, ocean view. But then we couldn't also afford the restaurant, so we brought burner plates and we would cook in the hotel room with this epic view with a bottle of wine, and we're like, yeah, this is awesome, we made it. So what happened? We started to feel abundant. We started to feel like this was not only something we wanted, but something we already had. It started going into our subconscious mind. We started associating ourselves with people that did awesome things, with people that had tons of freedom, with people that could have a great ocean view and hear the waves when we woke up in the morning. Then we go back to reality the next day. But that energy started to stay with us. It started to imprint in our subconscious. And we kept doing this. We kept doing it. Go on a trip, you rent a nice car. You can't go on a trip, but you really want to go on a trip and you want to travel around the world? Well, use a splurge account, a blow it account, to do 1 night in a nice hotel and do these types of things regularly. It might not be a nice hotel for you. It might be something totally different. But think about what you can do using a splurge or a blow it account to take a small amount of your money to start to enter the feelings of what you want, so that reality isn't something in the future that you're waiting for a miracle to occur. You've already entered it. You already feel it. And then it becomes like a domino effect where you start to not only think it's possible, but you already feel like you have it. So the gratitude's already there. You're not only hoping something will come, you're past that. You've moved from hope to a state of knowing. You know it, you feel it, you're excited about it. This moves your frequency up here. So now you start to attract new circumstances, new situations. I started to attract things that matched the frequency of what I was putting out into the universe. My videos started going viral. My books started getting picked up. I had a huge Los Angeles school district make my first book required curriculum, and they bought 10,000 copies. All these random things start happening over and over and over again. This is the manifestation. This is the unknown, and this is the miracle that occurs once you not only know what you want, but you start to feel and have the emotional state that matches it. So it's knowing what you want plus the emotions creates the manifestation. Now you can do this with everything. I think the blow it account's a great idea, but you can do this with everything, right? Like, there's a point, I do a lot of my work on the computer, and in the early stage of my career, I was on the computer all the time, and it would start to make me frustrated because I wasn't getting the results I wanted. So I started doing this visualization where I would imagine sitting down at my computer, I'd refresh my browser on my internet, I'd hit the refresh button on YouTube, and holy crap, I have thousands of comments, and oh my gosh, my videos just went viral. And I jump up from the desk and I go, oh my gosh, Ashley, my video just went viral. Look at all these comments of people saying that this changed their life. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I would imagine that. And you could feel my energy in that. I'd done it so many times that I felt it. So then every time I was doing a monotonous task at the computer and I'm like feeling sorry for me, I don't want to do this. Instead, I would literally go into the experience and I would refresh the browser. Oh my gosh, my videos went viral. And I would work as if it just happened. So I felt this excitement energy that was moving through everything I was doing, and I was encoding a new frequency into all the work I was doing. So then all that work is getting sent out into the universe with a new frequency and a new energy. This is when you blend what you're doing with a new emotion. And this emotion is energy. And this energy isn't reliant off something coming into your life. You don't need money in order to feel abundant and excited and grateful. You don't need a romantic relationship to start to feel grateful for God and grateful for love and feel like your heart is opening and feel so much appreciation. You don't need to have that miracle happen to change your life for your life to start to change. It's the opposite. It's an inverse approach because the outside world is just a mirror off your innermost feelings. But your feelings are something you consciously control with your own free will and your own imagination. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me break down some more Abraham Hicks and law of attraction ideas. If there's a big idea you want me to discuss in a video, let me know in the comments right there down below, and I'll be sure to feature your comment, your question, or your idea in a future video. If you haven't yet, be sure to get my free financial success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. This changed my life maybe more so than anything because regardless of what was happening in the world, I was able to start to control my own thoughts and my own emotions instead of reacting to what was happening in my outside world. A lot of times people use the law of attraction, they stumble on some great teachings like Abraham Hicks, they say, here's what I want, I'm excited, but then 3 days go by and it doesn't happen, and then their senses, their 5 senses react to the world, and then it controls your emotions. Well, I'm broke still. Well, my soulmate isn't here, so well, this bad thing's happening. And then it goes 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But if you start to reprogram your subconscious, which is your emotional mind. Your conscious mind is your rational mind. That's your thoughts. But your subconscious is your emotional mind. If you start to send new emotions and new energies to the subconscious, you can reprogram it for money, you can reprogram it for love, you can reprogram it to manifest your dream life before the outside circumstances have come. And since your subconscious controls 95% of your life, you can shift the vibration that you're offering to the universe and thus change what you're attracting back into your circumstances and situations. So it's jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below. It's free to use. I recommend just use it for 5 minutes in the morning or 5 minutes at the night. I like to do it when I'm in the shower, different things like that where my mind might want to start to wander off. And this is a way that I can start to activate new frequencies in my subconscious when I would normally trail off into old thought patterns. So check it out right there down below. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you enjoy it, send this out into the YouTube universe. I want to thank you for watching this video today. Remember, you are a divine being. The universe is friendly. And guess what else? There's very good things on the way coming into your life, and there's a lot of good things already here in front of your face. And when you can start to notice a couple of them, you change your energy. So here's one thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that you watched this video all the way through. I'm grateful that I woke up today, that I had clean water. I'm grateful for the internet. I'm grateful that the sky is really blue and pretty today. What's one thing you're grateful for? Let me know in the comments right there down below. I'll see you on the next video.